What's up, guys? It's me, Durkee Chan. Today we're doing a comparison of two fantastic fragrances that have a very similar vibe and mostly known as Creed Aventus clones, Creed Aventus type fragrances. Man, I gotta say, these two fragrances definitely smell very similar, but there are some key differences between the two, mainly in the mid notes. I would say both of these fragrances open up with a heavy citrus blast. We'll start with Mancera Cedrat Boise. This one, fantastic atomizer. I'll spray it in the box. I don't know, for some reason my Mancera's cap is like messed up. So I don't know why it's so rusty in there, but that kind of made me question the nicheness of this fragrance, but I'm just gonna spray in the box. Right off the bat, you got heavy citrus, woods, that typical sharp citrus, but smoothed out with the vanilla. It smells very pleasant, very mature scent, very fresh. It does lack the amazing, rich and deep and earthiness of a birch note that you find a lot in Club de Nuit Intense. There's a lot of birch in there. And that's just something you don't get in the Mancera. The Mancera is more fruity. It's smoother. It has a leather note that kind of acts like the birch note, adds a depth to it, adds a smokiness to it. And it's not overpowering. I realize that the Mancera is more balanced. It has citrus, woods, and leathers, but it's all very well balanced. Not a single scent overpowers the other. But the fragrance starts off citrusy, and then it just begins to transform. You get the citrus, you get the leather, and you get a hint of green notes, and that slowly transitions to a smoother vanilla wood scent with a hint of citrus. And it smells very put together. It works for casual, it works for date nights. And I would see it as a cooler weather fragrance. In my opinion, this could work in the summertime and in the springtime, but only on cooler days and definitely outside. It's winter time here up in New York, and I wear Cedrat Boise indoors, and I thought it was perfect. It was like 10 degrees, absolutely perfect to wear indoors and outdoors. But if we move over to Club de Nuit Intense, man, this one is more heavy on the birch note. Really smoky, really earthy. The citrus in here, wow, this thing smells so, yeah, it's so smoky. So that's where they differ, Club de Nuit Intense and Mancera. It's that smokiness of the Club de Nuit versus the fruity, smooth vanilla-ness of the Mancera. In my opinion, Club de Nuit Intense Man does have a bit more production, a bit more performance, because that birch note is so prominent and it's so strong and it's so piercing that, to me, on close, it lasts an extra hour to an hour and a half more than the Mancera. And in terms of projection, it also projects 30 minutes more than the Mancera. But I do have to say, the Mancera Cedrat Boise is much more smooth, and I really like that. Easier on the nose, easier to sniff up close, a better, more inviting sillage, whereas the Club de Nuit Intense Man has this piercing, aggressive birch vibe that does smooth out over time. Give it about 2 to 3 hours and you'll definitely have a smooth out birch. But for the first, I would say, hour, it's definitely this intense, invigorating birch scent. Some people might find it overly aggressive, but to me, it's a fantastic attention grabber scent. So, if we talk about age ranges, I think Cedrat Boise is fantastic for a more mature person that wants to go with that Aventus type of DNA, but wants it more smoothed out, wants it a bit sweeter, a bit fruitier. I would definitely recommend it as a 28 plus scent. It has very, to my nose, has a very put together, grown up-ish type scent. Fantastic for people in their late 20s, 30s, bachelors of that type. Whereas Club de Nuit Intense Man, I think this is a fragrance because of that birch note and the aggressiveness of it. It's more geared towards the younger crowd. It can also scale up into the older crowds, but because of its aggressiveness and its poppiness, I think it's better for, college students and up. So, price, that's the next thing. Club de Nuit Intense, $30 for 100 ml. You really can't beat that price for the quality of scent that you get. Wow. It's so fresh and invigorating, and it catches my attention every single time I smell it. Cedrat Boise, on the other hand, it's a bit more smoothed out. It's a bit more balanced. It's a bit more niche quality, and I kind of get that. I've been wearing this for the past week, and it's been good. I do enjoy wearing it. To me, it leans more towards the nighttime. You could kind of pull it off in the daytime, but I'd rather wear something a bit more fresh, like Club de Nuit Intense Man. That birch in there is so fresh and invigorating. It's amazing. So the Mancera, for me, I was able to get it at a fantastic discount at $80 on a gray market website. So I think for $80, it's a pretty decent fragrance to get. But when you compare it to the Club de Nuit Intense Man, for $30, you could get a equally quality scent, a equally complemented scent. But then again, it all boils down to your preference. If you want something more smoothed out and a bit higher quality in terms of brand name and ingredients, I would say, yeah, you could check out the Mancera. But you also have Mont Blanc Explorer, which you could also try out. People say that's a bit smoother. Or if you just like that intense, invigorating birch scent, it just smells so fresh. Club de Nuit Intense Man, $30 will get you a similar Creed Aventus vibe. But for Mancera itself, if you don't have anything in your collection that goes in the direction of any of these two fragrances, then Mancera Cedrat Boise will be a fantastic addition if you fit the age range of late 20s and up. It's definitely a scent that I can't see teenagers or college students rocking unless, you could wear whatever you like, but personally, when I smell this, I imagine a more mature person. In terms of unisexness, Cedrat Boise leans more on the masculine side because of the heavy woods. But both of these scents, I think females can rock. Guys can also rock too. But the main difference between these two fragrances is that Club de Nuit Intense Man has the birch, a bit harsher on the nose, but then over time it smooths out, has better performance in terms of longevity and projection, projects 30 minutes more, and it lasts an hour longer, and it has a better scent bubble. Club de Nuit Intense, in my experience, has about a 2 feet scent bubble, whereas Cedrat Boise has about a 1 feet scent bubble. But the things about Cedrat Boise is that it's very smooth, it's very well blended, not a lot of overpowering notes. It's well balanced out, and that's where it shines. It has the citrus, it has the woods, it has the sweetness from the vanilla. So those three, when put together, create a very well balanced all season type of scent. I would say it's more geared towards colder weather, but a lot of people say you could pull it off in spring, summer. But for me, I would keep it for fall, winter wear. Daytime, nighttime, I guess. But if you could get it on sale for $80, definitely consider trying it out. If not, get a decant of it and try it out then. But for $30 for Mancera, for $30 for Club de Nuit Intense Man, I would say get that first, try it out. If you don't like it, then maybe try Cedrat Boise, or just pull the trigger and get a small decant of Aventus or Aventus Cologne. Personally, with these two, I have that Aventus type DNA itch that I've been having scratched. I think if you combine these two fragrances, you have pretty much a very similar Aventus type vibe. You have the birchness of Club de Nuit Intense Man mixed with the fruitiness of Cedrat Boise and the smoothness. So if you mix these two fragrances, you'll have something very close to Aventus and a bit more, I guess, intense, because you have two very intense fragrances clashing and producing something beautiful. So definitely give these two a shot if you're into the Aventus type DNA. For Cedrat Boise, I did not get a lot of pineapple. Club de Nuit Intense, there's a hint of pineapple there, but I'm not really picking it up a lot of it. I get mostly birch. So definitely check these two out if you're into the whole Aventus type DNA. That's all I really have, guys. One more thing, Mancera for the extra $50. Is it worth it? I would say yes, but only if you appreciate smoother colognes, more balanced colognes, and more mature scents. Definitely go with the Cedrat Boise over the Club de Nuit Intense Man. That $50 will justify the smoother fragrance, the more balanced fragrance, and just the more refined fragrance throughout the life cycle. So a refined opening, mid, and end. Whereas Club de Nuit Intense, the opening, the citrus fades away, and then all you get is crazy birch that slowly smooths out. That's all I really have, guys. Thank you. Let me know if you tried any of these fragrances out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to get my nose on next and compare. I really do appreciate all the support from everybody. I do this for you guys, and I try to help the fragrance lovers out there make a better decision. So thank you, everybody. Peace.